Hi everyone, it's Eddie here at Eddie Makes Art. Thanks for joining me today. I want to show you something I've learned recently, and I wanted to share with you. And it involves a couple things, but it's really fun to do. So, I recently, I don't know if you've seen the thrift store haul video that I did recently, but I mentioned in the video I picked up a bunch of these National Geographic magazines for 50 cents a piece, and there's a lot of fun things you can do with them. There are artists who dissolve the pages of National Geographics using Citrusol. Not going to do that. I haven't tried that yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. And another technique is called frottage. And I learned this from Darcy Sanders over on Misadventures with Mixed Media on YouTube. I'll link her below. And she was doing this with some magazine pages. I don't know if it was National Geographic, but I like the thickness of their pages. And they work well with this technique. So what this technique does is you take a stencil and you put it under the magazine page, and then you take a sanding block that's not too rough, like more on the softer side, and then you rub, right? And so you're rubbing to get the imprint of the stencil, right? So you get that design plus whatever's underneath as far as like the photo on the page. And then I jelly printed over it. And in some instances, this is like, you can see a little bit of a stencil here that I used on the gel plate. Now this one, there was no frottage on it, but I did do it on the jelly plate. So these work great on the jelly plate, FYI. So I picked out some pages that I thought would be fun to play around with and do rubbings on. That's what frottage means, to rub. And, do a little jelly printing while we're at it. Yeah, I'll put that over there. Okay, we'll start with this one. This is, I don't know what that is. I want to say somewhere in Arizona. It's New Mexico, near Navajo, New Mexico. Okay, cool. So let me grab some stencils. I just randomly picked some stencils from my box. Oh, stencils. Here, let's do this one first. Dottie Miss Dottie. So you just want to put your stencil magazine, and then you take your sanding block and you give it a nice press. You see right away, it's a little dusty. So if you got issues with dust, wear a mask. But yeah, see, I'll show you. But it, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's great. We could do, let's see. We'll do that half or that part with the circles, with the dots. And then we'll do wonky necked mask. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking today. I haven't been doing a lot of talking recently. So I'm out of practice, I guess. Well, I've been talking, but not to other humans. How cool is that? And let's get another stencil for the end bit here. All of the stencils I'm using today are available at PM Artist Studio, and you can use my discount code. It is EddieFan10, and I'll put that in the description box under the video. So if you place an order with them, let them know I sent you. And another thing that PM Artist Studio does is they host a private group on Facebook that I belong to. And To be honest, it's probably one of the best art groups on Facebook right now. It's a real fantastic community. It's the makers of mixed media art and artists. You answer a couple questions to get in. It's mainly to, weed out the trolls and stuff. And then you can come in and join us. And we post our artwork there. We share ideas. There's also a lot of activities that we all, try to participate in. So every month there is a swap. There's also a color combo challenge. There's also, what I do is the collage prompts for the month. And the other one is the creative collaboration. And that is a monthly video hop that is hosted by PM Artist Studio over on YouTube. But we get, there's a lot of, that sort of thing going on, a lot of support, a lot of just, really cool, very knowledgeable people. There are artists on this group of all different levels. And it's not the kind of group where you're going to feel intimidated. It's very welcoming. Mariah and Patricia, who are the P and the M, they are awesome hosts. Very cool, very interactive. Yeah, so, definitely go over there and check us out. A lot of my artwork may not go on my social media, but it goes in the makers group over there on PM Artist, on Facebook rather. So this one would be really cool. That's great color on there. So what if we did this, the moth? Do it on this side. Now these stencils are made from Yupo, and the way they're cut, one side has a bit of a raised edge, from where the blade goes in. So that's probably the best side to lay down to do this technique, or to lay up rather, and I'm going to face up. All right. So, wow. Look at that. This is so cool. It looks like it's glowing, right? It's got a really cool little glow. And then I'm using the brush, obviously, to dust it, to brush the dust away from the sanding. But you see how well this magazine paper from National Geographic holds up. Very cool. Okay, let's try another. Oh, you know what we could do is we could do something around here. This little grungy mask or wonky neck mask here. Give it a little texture there. Maybe a little here. Yeah, that's going to be fun to gel paint. And I highly recommend using transparent paints, or when you're using these on the gel plate, because otherwise an opaque paint is just going to block everything out, and that's not what you want to do. So, what, another magazine page? All right, here's just one. Let's get fancy with this one. We're gonna use this fancy stencil, and I believe it's called the Feathery Eye Clusters. one of my favorite stencils. Da 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 da, rubbing away on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I'm trying to get this video in before the sun goes down. So I hit 2 live streams today. I worked on my junk journals and had something to eat. And I forget that we've changed the clock. So I said, uh-oh, I need to do this video before the natural light goes away and it turns pitch black. It's dusty, so just be aware. You're gonna get dirty. But that's the fun, right? The fun is to get a little, you know, messy. Here. This, I believe, is also from where the other canyon-like picture was taken. Let's do dots on here. Should we do the butterfly? I'm sorry, it's not a butterfly, it's a moth. Let's call it a butterfly. It's a moth. We'll do the moth right there. Don't forget the little legs. There we go. That's gonna be so cool. All right, this one is daisies. Let's see. Okay. Let's give you a rub, get some daisies going on up in her. Look at that. I almost got that right perfect. The circle, the center of the daisy, I almost got it like right dead center with the sun. So close. That's so good. All right, I'm just gonna switch. I'm just trying not to move it too much so it's a more consistent pattern. If that makes sense. And obviously the more you rub, the more you're gonna get off. So, you know, just use your judgment. It's your work. These are great brushes to have. This is a hake brush. Very inexpensive. They're available at the art store. Probably get it on Amazon too. I got this at my local art store, but I believe it's goat hair or synthetic. I honestly, I think it's a real animal fiber, but it works good for all kinds of things. I like to use it when I watercolor, and when you're doing a wet on wet technique, and you need to wet your paper down. This is a great brush for that. So, FYI. Oh, look, let's do this one. Polar bear behind. Let's use some dots. I really love this stencil. I don't know why. There's something about circles, you know. So you can see I covered this desk. It's a glass top. This is a, what do you call those? Drafting table. So I cover it up because I don't want to obviously mess the glass up. But it's time to change you, buddy. I've got a whole roll of craft paper that I found. so I can cover this up with a fresh piece of paper. All right, do I have any more? Okay, polar bear. That one. That one. We've got that one. No, that one's so cool. That one. Got one more. This one says land. I believe this was an article from about Scotland. So Scott was on the other half. Let's do the daisies. This one. Why not? Daisy up. That's great. Very good. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let me just move that to the side. Let me go wash my hands, and then we'll continue on the gel plate. Okay, let's do a little gel printing, shall we? Got my brayer, little brayer off. And here, we'll start with this one. This was our first. And I think it was this way, but let's pick a paint. Like I said, something transparent. My paints are everywhere right now just because I've been like doing like 5 different projects, so I got stuff everywhere. But so how about, hey, you chill out. It's got blues on there. How about some of this rose? This is permanent rose, and this is a Winsor Newton paint. And this is a nice transparent. It's a great pink that's not obnoxious, you know, and it's transparent, which is nice. Ooh, that must have been paint from the lid, where I touched it down. Well, not the lid, the opening of the tube. See, it's a really nice, elegant pink. It's not obnoxious, like me. Okay, get you down, and I'm just gonna get the extra with a piece of tissue here. This is Carnival wet strength tissue that I use. You can use another sheet of paper. You can use, what's that stuff called? Box wrapping, box packaging. You know, sometimes you get the rolled up craft paper. Keep that stuff, use it. It works great for printing on. This was actually the cover on the table that I'm on for a while. I took it off and I just started gel plating on it. See? So this was originally packaging from an order I had placed. Okay, bubbles. I don't want bubbles. Well, that's okay. It should all be nicely covered. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? I love that. Love it, love it, love it. It needs something else though. What can we do with it? Ooh. Should we hit it with a little, we'll spray some gold on it. This is a sheer shimmer craft spray, gold, and you want to make sure you give it a good shake, because everything, the mica settles at the bottom of the bottle, so you want to make sure you get that all mixed up. That is good. Okay. All right. This needs to dry, but that's going to be really cool. Okay, baby, you go there. Okay, so did that. Here, let's do this one. So, what do I have on my desk right now? We can do some of this blue here. Okay, a couple different colors. We'll do some blue. We'll do maybe some of this glittery blue. This is a metallic blue, not glittery, I apologize. It's Ice Blue 2588 from Folk Art. And this is a semi-transparent paint. It's not super transparent, but it's okay. It'll work here because this one's transparent. So let's mix it up. See, look how great that looks, like frosty. I just want to see real quick. Do a quick pull as I rip it. See? That is cool. Now, unfortunately, the stencil rubbing is not showing up as much, although you can see it there, which is cool. We get this edge here. Get that edge there. Okay. Dry. Put some of that on there. Here. So I should do this one. And what do we want to use? That's not transparent. Ooh, let's use some of this. This is the Golden Fluid Acrylic in green gold. Very transparent. Little bit. It's not a great shade of green. Be a fun piece of tissue after we're done. Got some cool little edges going on. Let's take a peek here. Love it. That's what I wanted to happen. So the reason I didn't want to do the moth yet is because there was still some of that blue paint left on the plate, and I wanted to pick it up with the green, and you can see it's a good combination, and that cleaned up my plate of that blue stuff so I can get on to the moth. I like that a lot. So which color should we do for this one? Keep it transparent. No. Let's do the nickel azo gold or nickel azo yellow, sorry. Also a golden fluid acrylic. Hopefully no bubbles on that one. Oops. Forget the magazine page is slippery. That's cool, huh? Okie dokie. Let's see what we got here. Don't rip. We'll go this way then. Well, that intensified it. And I like that it didn't change it a whole lot. It actually just accentuated it. Cool. Ooh, sticky plate. And what do we have now? Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's see what we've got over here. Ooh, let's do this one. This is quinacridone nickel azo gold. Another fluid acrylic from Golden. Oops, look at that. Nice little trinket there. And this is a beautiful color too. Oops, don't waste that. And I think that will add a nice layer to this page here. Tissue paper, tissue paper. So these are fun to use in all different things. I recently used some of this type of prints in my junk journal. I made pockets. I even made a belly band out of one because, like I said, this is a good quality magazine paper and it's got a good thickness. Uh-oh. What's up, Shadow? What you need? You need attention? Yeah, look at that. I didn't spread this far enough, but that's so cool. Let me go give the kitty some treats. Let's do red. This is a mid-red, transparent mid-red 317 from Amsterdam. This particular paint likes to dry very quickly, so I'm going to just do this and get that paper on there. Okay. And that's the thing with your paints is the more you use them, and as long as you pay attention to them while you're working with them, you'll get to know them, how they work and how they behave in different scenarios. Okay. Get a little bit left there. All right, I'm gonna pull from this side because I don't want to rip it. Okay, here's another cool thing that happens with National Geographics on the gel plate. They will transfer really, a lot of times they'll transfer really well to the gel plate, and look at what just happened. We've got an image transfer there. Well, it's more of a resist from the Stencil, right? But it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna let that dry on there, and then I can come back and pull it with something else. Okay, get off of the, let's do the polar bear. Maybe we'll get the dots left behind on this one. What can we use? Red. I'm going to do, oh, not that one, this one here. It's ultramarine blue. I'll slide a little something on there. That's okay. All right, polar bear down. Whoa. Slow down, bear. Look at that border. That's getting good. Yep, we got some dots there. Look at that. That's so cool. And I love what happened here. Some really cool markings. All right, to let that dry. All right, I think that's sufficiently dried, so we can pull this with something else. Or actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do the next, the last one. I'm going to pick that up on there too. And I don't know, let's see, what can we do? How about this gold? This gold from Lucas Krill is transparent. It says, I mean, it says transparent. It's not 100%, but it's really good. Okay, I'm out of breath, sorry. I just ran in, my niece stopped by with my nephew. So basically, my nephew and my great niece, they just stopped by to say hi. They're kind of like, because they live an hour away, but they had to come up here to help somebody, and long story short, they stopped for a few minutes, so I ran outside, chatted with them. She's so cute. Her and I share the same birthday, so we're a lot alike. So she came and gave me a big hug, and she says, I said, your hair looks great. Like, it looks really good. She just had it done, apparently. And I guess there's a formal coming up that she's getting ready for next week. She's like, I'm just so excited. Oh, she's so funny. All grown up. Oh, look at that. I'm more excited about the borders here. Anyway. All right. Look at that tough guy there. Oh, look. Look at that. I picked up that blue. The blue circles, and we can still see land and the gentleman up there. That is so cool. Look at that. Ooh. All right, let's look at what we've got, and let's see what we can add to them. With this one, we can do another stencil over this. Which one should we use? Here. This is a cool one. This is from PM Artist Studio as well. It's a hexagonal lotus flower. So what I want to do is I want to go over this with a lighter paint to contrast with the dark blue. So I'll leave the print behind after I lift up the stencil, and then I can pick it up with a paper. There's a pink staring at me, and I really want to use it. I think I'm going to use it. it's a semi-transparent, but these are small designs, so it's not going to overpower the magazine page. So let's do it. Make sure all the crevasses have some paint. Let's lift this up carefully. So you see, I got this design left behind. Come in and pick it up with the magazine page. And where's my tissue? I need to get my edges. Okay. And this isn't really sit around all day and wait for it. This can be pulled quickly. So you see, look at how great that turned out. Very cool. Okay, over here to dry. I'm just going to lay this down with the paint down and see what I can get off of there. Got some paint off of there, right? All right, let's pick that up as best we can. Just enhancing our pickup paper here, our cleanup sheet. There we go. That. Got some gold to it too, because it was leftover gold from the that previous print with the daisies. Very cool, very cool. All right, this one needs jazzing up for sure. You know what? I'm going to use the same stencil I frottage this with to go over it. I think I'm going to do the same technique I did with this hexagonal stencil. And the question is, ¿qué color? Which color? I kind of want to do the festive green. Yeah, it's my show. I do what I want. Okay. So same as I did with the previous one, where I lay the stencil down first, then I'm adding the paint, and then I'll pick up the design that's left behind, the magazine page. Now this is not totally transparent, so I'm kind of brayering it out a lot, so it gives me a more transparent color. I guess when you brayer it out more, sometimes paints get a little more see-through because there's less of it. So let's see. This should look really good. Okay. The tissue. I think we're good. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Very, very good. This is right side up. Isn't that cool? And look, it's a thick paper. I love that. This would make a great journal page. You can make tags out of this. If you can glue it down to a firmer substrate, and then that's your whole tag. That's beautiful. Or ATCs. Oh, that is so cool. Wonderful. get you over here. And what's the next one? What should we do with this? That just turned out so good. That really did. You know what I may want to do with this is I think I'm going to put the stencil over it. Where are my daisies? Here we are. And let's see here. Is that lined up? No. Maybe this way. No. Did we do it this way? There we go. So what I want to do is I want to take some paint and fill in the centers and give us a cool effect. This first is gold. Yeah, I'm going to use this deep gold. This is from Amsterdam. And I need a sponge. Yeah, that's good enough. Get a little. Get my little plate. Put the paint on. Want to come in and kind of get those centers. And brighten it up, you know, and help them stand out. I'm not putting a ton of paint on there, just enough to fill in the orifice there. Now, if you were a member of Makers, you would know what I was talking about when I said that last word. You would be in on the humor of that one, that's for sure. So, go check that out. Tell them I sent you, you know. And that's Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists on Facebook. And you see, look at that. It's kind of like, almost like like fireworks. That's so cool. Okay, get this off of here. Set that aside to dry. I really need like a clothes rack, like a drying rack that's used for clothes, but for gel prints and just arty papers. Like this one. Come on, get up, get up. Let's do another transparent color on here. I want to try. What was the other one I did? This interference gold. I'll do a little bit of this. It's also a golden fluid acrylic. This is going to give it a really cool metallic shine. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed that we didn't lose the entire design. No. Very cool. Sorry, it's a very bendy page, and I'm trying not to muss up the layer of paint. Oh, that's great. I love that. Okay, that has to dry. Mothra. What should we do with Mothra? This is something I did want to try. But I'm going to try it on this one just because I don't want to ruin that one. I really, really like that one. I mean, I like this one too, but really, really like that one. I'm going to do some... Let's do some distress sprays. What do I have? Let's use some of this. This is a fossilized amber. Napkin over here, towel. You always want to wipe off their noses when you use them and after you use them. And then I need another sponge. Sponges. Let's see this one. Use that. And I just want to rub that around. And this is going to fill in any of the lighter spaces and give us a cool look, huh? Yes, that color works really well with the green that was under there. So as you can see, the spots where it was more white showing, it filled in with that distress spray. Now they're reactive. They're activated by water. Let's spray it with some water, see what happens. Let's leave that for a bit. Let's see. Now this one, I think this is good to go. I really like how that turned out. Just need to straighten this a little bit. And this one, I think maybe some distress ink along the edges here because it's still white. And we can fill it in. Which color? What do I have here? Tea dye? No. Let's try this blue. This is Salty Ocean. This I'm going to spray a little bit on my sponge and just come around and fill in the edges there. There we go. Done that. Just a little bit more. Should help. I see a little bit more that could use a little coverage. There. I'm just trying to kill some of that, the white that's left behind. I don't want to, I'm not trying to transform this, but if I, let me see if I got another sponge. Here, let me add a little water to this. Let's see if I can continue to blend it. Yeah. Continue to blend it out without adding more of the dye. And just kind of smooth out some of these marks I made. Cool. Love it. Again, you gotta dry. And then there's this one. Ooh, that is gold. But I think we could do better. You go away. let's bring in, come on, go away, a gel plate. There's still a lot of gold on there, but that's okay. I want to use the Dottie McDottie on, Dottie Miss Dottie on here. And I want to get some, I want to do some dots on here. So what I'm gonna do is the same as I did with the other two, is lay the stencil down, put the paint on top, and then pick up the leftover print onto the magazine page. But what color do I want to do? I need something to contrast this. I'm trying to knock back some of the gold. I don't know, my brain is saying red. I'm gonna give another quick look to see what are my options here. None of those. Yeah, let's use this. This is a cadmium red deep hue. And that was a Liquitex paint. I don't know if you saw that. And I think what I'm going to do with this technique, instead of laying it completely down on the plate, I'm going to do what Kerry Griffiths does. He kisses the plate with the paper. So get some, not all. Let's see here. See, like that. Some like that, and then some like that. Okay, that's much better, because that knocks back the gold a little more, so it's not so blah in your face. Very cool. All right. Let's see how this one is doing. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that needs to dry. Just a moment, and I think with my tissue here, I'm just going to pick this up. And at the same time, clean off my stencil right on the plate. There you go. Ooh, look at all that leftover stuff. Don't worry, I'll make use of that. Doggy. Fun. So let's take a look at the prints we've done. They're all out here, right? Okay. Just want to make sure. So we have our fun one with the gold. We did with the daisy stencil. This one with the hexagons. This was the polar bear. Wait, is this upside down? Yeah, so that was the polar bear. And then we used the Dottie McDottie underneath. You can see that like in there. And then we laid over the hexagonal design. And this one we just looked at, and that's pretty cool. We did that one with the feathery eye cluster stencil. We did even added some distress spray to that. And this one we just did. That's really cool. I like how that turned out. And then we have our gold Mothra. Now, this one I may do something to, but I'm not sure what. But I like that. Quite shiny. There's the one we just did. And then here, is my favorite of the group. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to do much to this one. I like it the way it is. It's very cool. So I hope you enjoyed this little play session I had today, and get you to give it a try. Why not? You don't have to have National Geographics. If you got like women's fashion magazines, work really well. Just a higher end magazine tends to have a thicker page. So, you know, keep that in mind. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, everyone.